starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back. Greetings, everyone. You've got it locked. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point guard position. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 slot. Here's Lillard, banked in off the glass. Well, it is a long season, we know that. The All-Star break provides some respite, but how do you keep your body fresh as we're heading down the stretch here?
Kevin, you got to listen to the training staff. I mean, first and foremost, teams are getting more advanced, measuring when players are wearing down and trying to protect them. All the tools are there, but you've got to take advantage. And the other thing is, mentally, you've got to be fresh. It's not just about your body being fresh. So sometimes you need to be able to shut the brain down in terms of the game and get your focus elsewhere.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Portland with the ball. Shot clock at 2. Leonard with the steal. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He clearly set the table.
Lillard outside. Hits it from three-point range. Lillard's got his second basket of the night.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep. And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
A nice shot by George. And
this is why you get George the ball there. He's solid at figuring out how to capitalize.
McCollum against George. McCollum kicks to Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Lillard's got 10.
He's pulling out all the tricks this quarter. They can't figure out how to stop him.
From deep, George. And Kanter pulls it down. The Trailblazers have gone 4-4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Collin passes to Lillard. Kicks it out to Jones. Jackson against Lillard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Hard to believe Lillard missed out on a couple of all-star selections. I mean, the seasons where he averaged over 25 points a game.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Kennard's checked in.
His free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Clippers trail by 8. And the shot goes in.
Well, when Batum spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Lillard scanning the floor. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
He's putting the hammer down. Dominant quarter for him, trying to push out that lead.
There's Jackson with the 3. Good on the triple.
Oh, and really, Jackson is deadly with the pull-up jumper. The D usually never sees it coming.
Lillard against Jackson. Lillard up top. 14 points for him. Out to Anthony. Back to Lillard. 5 on the clock. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Lillard's got 16 points.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Over in the corner, Batum. Here's Kennard. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that a sloppy effort? I mean, turnovers were a huge issue. Now, they don't have to play safe tonight, but they do have to play smart.
Kennard's shot is off.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Lillard against Jackson. And Lillard kicks to Anthony. Lillard attacking. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Lillard's got 20 points.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Oh, man, they built a monster lead here early on, and a lot of this is due to the game plan.
Shot from the inbound, and Williams with the layup.
So savvy inside for a player of his size, and tough. Williams will do whatever it takes.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
I think it comes from being in a big family.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, we've got Hood. Anthony out there with Robert Covington, and it's Trent in at the 2.
I like to see this Lillard. Patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
Clippers trail by 11.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. Looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. And the dunk by Covington.
Proving he's not afraid to finish with power. Covington loves to dunk it home.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Outside, George. And he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 6.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
Morris, no good. Trailblazers leading by 11. Lillard left side. With the teardrop, good for the basket. Number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
They are just killing him on the interior.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard. Hood against George. And it goes down 2 points. He's got 8.
His shooting has been a bright spot for them. Otherwise, they've struggled as a whole.
Outside Hood. Pass to Simons. There's the dish to Carmelo. The pass to Simons. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got 3 assists in the game. Williams passes to Morris. Offline with his 3. Portland leading by 13. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Inside. Covington with the bucket. Covington's got 6 here in this quarter. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table, but in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. Hood deciding where to go with it. And stolen by Patterson. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And that's a rare turnover. Just their first here in the half. So that's one thing we've seen them do pretty well, valuing their possessions.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor checked in for Anthony. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Hood. Here's McCollum. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And the Trailblazers lead by 14. Jackson from long range. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Covington's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. McCollum against Zubac. From the arc. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. The 3 from McCollum hits the 3-point bomb. McCollum's got 5 points now this quarter.
With a quick, accurate release, McCollum thrives on catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Kennard on the wing. He's guarded by McCollum. The shot's good from Kennard.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen, defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
The 3 from McCollum. Offensive rebound.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
Gets it off. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And all right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He ended up with 22 points, 2 rebounds. That about wraps it up. Time now for the...
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And stolen by Lillard. Fires for 3. Covington, great positioning on the putback.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
The 3 from George. That shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Clock at 6. Here's the teardrop. He lays it in. Lillard's got 24.
And Lillard times these floaters perfectly. He rises up with these, letting the ball roll off his fingertips.
George against McCollum. And George, here we go. It's blocked. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. So, for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson. George passes to Patterson. Excellent D from Cantor.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
To the wing on the left. Three-pointer, Lillard. But they recover it. Cantor kicks to Lillard. The 3. Offensive rebound. Cantor, the pass to Lillard. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Tries yet again. Teardrop shot. Tipped away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. A different look now for Portland. Rodney Hood comes in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. The Clippers also making some changes. Mann's checked in, and it's Kennard in for George. Passes it to Mann. Back to Morris for the 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Simons
puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
And the Clippers miss again.
Well, defense, they just took that possession off. I mean, they get away with it that time, but they've got to show some more aggression.
And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Jones checked in for Rodney Hood. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers.
You know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a roll out on his team.
Pass to Williams. Here's Mann, defended by Jones. Williams for 3. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that 2-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point.
Out left to the wing. Here's Mann. And the Clippers miss again. And here's Portland. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. Here's Simons. It's good from long range. Simons has got 10 points.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Here's Williams. The rebound by Simons.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
Here's Mann. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And powering it home. He ends a 12-0 run by the Trailblazers.
Shot from 12. Here's Cantor. Offline. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Trailblazers out in front, running away with it. And we're just moments away.
Good rhythm.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Here's Simons. Kennard covering. Pass to Simons. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him #1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for, but at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 2 spot. Now here's Jackson. He's guarded closely. And now we've got the intentional foul. You know, Chris, every season we see teams in a given game or series. They just don't seem to have that same energy. What are some of the reasons teams fall flat?
Well, I think sometimes, you know, the stakes are a little bit higher in the playoffs. The other team is playing hard. Some teams have never gotten to that level before. Some teams, you know, let their guards down at times. You know, then you try to turn it on, but you're already on the ropes.
Lillard outside. And Giles now top of the key. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And it's George finishing it off.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
And the basket by Lillard.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
Jackson finds George. And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
That free throw good from George. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Ring shot on the way. The offensive rebound. Up again, and Covington stays with it.
He makes so many hustle plays, and here he's working the offensive glass for the tip-in.
The Clippers have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Greg, your son's been drafted. You were drafted in the NBA. As you look back on the process that you went through and your son Cole has gone through, what are some of the flags? What are some of the things that stand out to you?
First and foremost, boy, how time flies. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, at least it feels like, that they were calling my name on draft night. But
91, right?
Yeah.
91.
You know, every stage of life, though, has its joys. And listen, to play the game I love and now see him playing it at this level, it's truly a blessing. And in his case, he probably loves it even more. You know, he didn't grow up the way I did. He grew up just with a true love and passion for the game. So it's humbling and obviously something that I take great pride in.
You were taken out of UNLV 1991, number 12 overall. Remember, after this yesterday.
I love how Lillard takes the initiative on offense. I mean, he's a creative and talented guard who's been absolutely on fire.
George against McCollum. Beyond the arc. And George is good for 3. George has got 12 now in this quarter.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
McCollum finds Canner. McCollum passes to Lillard. Lets it go with a 3. That one misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Portland.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And they're able to even the score
of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Lillard.
He was the one dictating the pace tonight, playing up-tempo or slowing it down, but always scoring.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it, and that's a shame.
Jones looking for an opening. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And stolen by Lillard. From deep. 17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Another shot. And the rejection by Zubats. It's George on the wing. Great look, but off the mark. Lillard from deep three-point land, off on that one. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really...
before we...
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Lou Williams.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Porzingis is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Doncic. Then there's Maxi Kleber. And it's Richardson in at the two-guard spot. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard, Reggie Jackson out there with Williams. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the 4.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
Jackson with it, and it's Richardson picking him up. Jackson kicks to Batum. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. On the wing, Batum. And stolen by Cauley Stein. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And how about the balance of Doncic on that possession? Amazing at just absorbing the contact and still with the strength to finish.
Dallas making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in. Now here's Jackson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game, and that one is good from Zubac.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Here's Doncic. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And it wasn't just the points. He brought hustle, he brought energy, and he brought it on the glass.
Cauley Stein's shot is good.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Leonard against Doncic. Leonard the pass to Batum. Up top, Leonard, guarded by Doncic. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Now here is Hardaway. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland. Got a piece of it. Leonard with the steal. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You take a look at Los Angeles. They're fourth in the conference and looking to make a move the latter part of the season. And, of course, the Mavericks. They find themselves in the 8th spot.
And when I look at the Clippers, this season has been, it's been solid. But they just need to maintain their place in the standings and get 100% prepared here for the postseason.
I don't think they played their best basketball, so that things do come together for them before the end of the regular season. Look out.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
George, no good. The Mavericks leading. Down low, here's Richardson. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Pulls up, high post. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And what a motor. Porzingis is an all-star talent who is also willing to do the dirty work.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic. And now on the 2K leaderboard, the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the best free throw shooting teams in the league. The Clippers, #1.
You can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
Here's George, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Now the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important, and then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to, when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Cauley-Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. Now here's Marjanovic. And the pass to Finney-Smith. Back to Marjanovic. No good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Morris, no good. Mavericks leading by 3. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Powell kicks to Brunson. To the paint. Here's Marjanovic. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
On the wing, Morris. Here's George, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
The defense on George a little too tight there, but to have any chance against him, you have to challenge him.
The Clippers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game, and George drops them both.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Now Burke dishes it to Powell. That one falls coming off Burke's feet.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Mavericks lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, they've got Powell. Actually, Kleba is out there with James Johnson. Then it's Jalen Brunson, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 2 guard.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Porzingis is checked in for the Mavericks. Now here's Brunson. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. Six to shoot. Throws it up high, and the dunk by Powell.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the 2nd round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Kleba with it. 8 points his last outing. Jacks up a 3. Rebound by Williams.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Nobody near Williams. No good that time. And it's Dallas the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
They knew that the arena would be rocking. And if they could execute well on the offensive end, they knew they could quiet down this hostile crowd.
And it's Leonard missing.
That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
And stolen by Williams. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Maxi Kleber. Josh Richardson's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Doncic is subbed in. Hold on!
Kevin, you got to buckle up on that one. It's amazing everything Leonard gives you, including the eyes to find the open man.
Here's Doncic. 5 points in the game. This is it to Cauley Stein. Leonard against Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
Pass to Patterson. Back to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And give Sweet Lou credit. Turns down his own shot because his teammate has a better one.
1:14 left in the first half of the game. Pass to Cauley Stein. Powell trying to free himself up. And Cauley Stein with the basket on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists now in this one. Right side, Leonard. Kicks it to Patterson. Williams passes to Patterson. Outside Leonard. Shoots the 3. Good on the three-point shot. Leonard's got 11. 40 seconds left in the first half. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. In the corner, it's Richardson. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Richardson's got his first bucket in this one.
I like that Josh Richardson is more comfortable in this offense, just taking what the defense allows.
Doncic with the steal.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yes, you do, but it's a dilemma. If you get a great look earlier in the clock, do you take it?
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Here's man. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. So that'll be it for the first half. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. At its highest, their lead topped out at 5. That about wraps it up. Time now for the second.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
The burst he's had when going at the rim has been fantastic. A lot of strong finishes through 2 quarters.
His activity level has made an impact, and he is fearless.
Williams is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them Think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Cauley-Stein. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Cauley-Stein's got 10.
He's just adept at gutting the defense in these sets. Give Doncic a passing lane, and he'll thread the needle.
And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul. Johnson, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Leonard against Doncic. Zubac. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Pushing it up. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, he said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Shot clock at 6. Williams passes to Zubac over Porzingis. And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Zubac.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
And here is Doncic. He's got 5. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Georgia subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Powell, that's good.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And here's George for 3. Here's Zubac. That one goes in. Zubac has got 6.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Williams against Brunson. He feeds it to Powell. And he banks in the layup. 8 points for him.
That was just a perfect possession, getting in it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Williams looking over the floor. And there's the pass to Zubac. Williams kicks to George. Zubac trying to break loose. And it's George finishing it off.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Brunson against Williams. 2 free throws coming. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
The drive by Jackson. Zubac, the pass to Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Brunson against Jackson. Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. And it's good, 2 points. Cauley-Stein's got 12.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
It's George on the wing. 43 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. Here's Zubac. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
and they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Hardaway goes in. Stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Jackson kicks to George. Over Hardaway. And it's George missing. No good from Zubac. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Finney-Smith passes to Johnson, and then Johnson with the dunk.
And that's what you want to see more of from James Johnson, being authoritative at the rim.
George looking around, and the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game. And here's George for three.
Defensively, I'm impressed with Richardson. The ability to move his feet and match up against.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Mavericks lead by 4. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Yeah, it's one thing to find the guy. It's another to deliver the ball where he can do something with it. Wonderful play.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court for the Mavericks, Jalen Brunson out there with Josh Richardson. Then there's Luka Doncic. And there's Porzingis. And it's Johnson in at the 4 slot. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. And then for Dallas, Marjanovic comes in for Johnson. And it's Maxi Kleber in for Jalen Brunson. Kleber finds Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
Patterson passes to Mann. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Just 5 on the clock. Here's George, and he's fouled pretty hard on the... And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. He's encouraged where they are at this point in the game, but he told his guys things can turn in a blink. What we need to do is execute the rest of the way. So we'll see if they can finish this one off, Kevin.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now.
Creative at finding ways to just cut inside there. Doncic, a guy you must keep your eyes on.
Here's Mann, guarded by Doncic. On the wing, Morris. Outside for Batum. Pass to George. Right wing. Here's Mann. 9 feet out. Patterson can't get it to go. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Richardson gets a wide open look. It's good on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
And some authority on that play from Porzingis. Big man slamming it down.
Here's Mann, guarded by Doncic. Outside for Batum. Pass to George. 3-pointer. The rebound by Marjanovic. Dallas leading by 4, and so they choose to intentionally foul. A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway is subbed in for Josh Richardson. Back to Doncic. That three off the mark. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Leonard dishes to George. Doncic with the block.
And not exactly quick off the floor, but Luka uses great anticipation to make defensive plays.
Fires from 14. They get it back.
The uncanny ability to time the tip in. He does this night in and night out.
Jackson finds Zubac. On the wing, Batum. Now George. To the middle. Here's Zubac. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Zubac has got 10 points here in the second half. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
On the wing, Jordan. Guarded by Hardaway. A floater. Shot is good. And the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Paul George.
Paul George loves these situations. The bigger the moment, the more he wants to deliver.
On the wing, Hardaway. Now the pass to Finney-Smith. To the inside. Marjanovic. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both teams trying to close out strong. These are the fireworks that fans came to see.
To the paint. Hardaway with the steal. And Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. At the tip.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense. That's what Jackson's doing right now. Supreme confidence in the clutch.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
Doncic right side. Looking to end his cold spell. Yes!
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
George finds Batum. Jackson against Porzingis. Batum wide open. He fires. Offline with his three. On the wing, Hardaway. So a close game sees Dallas taking this. They seem to relish. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Well, here's a look at some of the stats for Robert Covington.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Jones in at the 3. And for the Mavericks, Cauley Stein is out there with Johnson. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Luka Doncic, and it's Porzingis in at the 5, roaming the paint. From past the arc, again the miss by the Trailblazers. So for Dallas, their last game a win against the Trailblazers in Portland.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
You can't allow any opponent to shoot that kind of percentage. If you do, it's just going to be so tough to keep up.
On defense, Dallas. And McCollum the bucket on the assist from Covington. What happens to team chemistry, Brent, at this stage of the season? Teammates have spent, a lot of time together already at this point.
Well, this is where veteran leadership and guys who have been through deep runs or their understanding of what it takes to have a team go through deep runs can really pay off, Kevin. Making guys accountable to the things that you've talked about all year long in the next couple weeks, that's critical.
Drew the contact from long range, and he almost got the hoop to fall. Instead, he'll shoot 3 at the line.
Well, you got quicks, you got instincts, and you got aggression. Damian Lillard capable of taking over just about any time he wants.
Josh Richardson's checked in for the Mavericks.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies. Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
And Lillard gets it to go.
Consistent and accurate from that particular spot on the floor. The offense kind of predicts those shots. Lillard's got a good eye for the mid-range.
Now here's Richardson, coming off a solid outing against Portland. Shoots over Lillard. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
And here's Richardson after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. That one falls. Richardson's got his second bucket of the night.
Man, right off the bat, super sharp here offensively. 4 of 5 so far.
Lillard dishes to Kanter. Porzingis with the block.
Well, you can see Porzingis taking some pride right now on the defensive end of the floor, taking care of the shooter with his long wingspan that time.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Lillard attacking over Richardson. Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got 10.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. Doncic is checked in for Richardson. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Hardaway passes to Cauley Stein. Back to Hardaway. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
That's a hard-nosed play from Hardaway, absorbing contact and not taking no for an answer.
McCollum against Hardaway. They double-team McCollum. Back to Kanter. Porzingis with the steal. Can't tie it up as that one misses. For Portland, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Trailing by 2. Here's Johnson. It's good. This game is all even. 6 points for him.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Down low, here's Cantor. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Cauley-Stein dishes to Hardaway. Back to Cauley-Stein. Porzingis trying to get free. And it's Cauley-Stein. That time on the assist from Hardaway.
Well, a 7-footer that has a bit of moxie. Willie Cauley-Stein loves to play rough down low.
It's McCollum with the drive. And the shot is good.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
It's stolen. For the finish. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Yep, that one goes in there.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Drains the three-pointer. McCollum's got 7.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
I'm training in the summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Such a great way to silence hostile fans who want the up-and-down pace that gets them amped up. Instead, everyone's just standing around watching the free throw game.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And there's Porzingis. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. It's good. Doncic has got his second bucket of the night.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
Simons surveying the D. Here's Cantor. And yes, it's good. Cantor's got the lead up to 7 now for the Trailblazers.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Doncic kicks to Cauley-Stein. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
Cauley-Stein aggressive inside, putting the defense on their heels and in a tough spot, staying engaged.
Here's Simons. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The three-pointer is right on target.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed if he can wind up that open from three-point range. I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Here's Simons. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney-Smith is tough, and Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year, more efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney-Smith is a guy you can win with.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter, much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Cauley-Stein. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. With the floater, Lillard with the bucket. And now it's an 8-point Portland lead.
Lillard producing right now and finding ways to torch this defense, just filling up the stat sheet.
Marjanovic down low. The feed to Powell. It's deflected. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Lillard looking around. Just 5 to shoot. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in. Lillard's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
1:03 left in the second quarter. Lillard against Brunson. Over Lillard. Misses off the right iron. Trailblazers leading by 10. From deep three-point range, Powell pulls it in.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Richardson kicks to Powell. Pass to Brunson. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Brunson, good.
And made possible by a heads-up play defensively at the other end.
Lillard with it. Buries the long-range jumper. Lillard's got 17.
And we know it. We've seen it. Lillard's range extends well beyond the three-point line. Hard to keep a hand in his face.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Jones. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter is set to begin.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And, guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Giles in at the center position. Burke, the pass to Powell. Kicks it out to Johnson. Passes it to Marjanovic. And that one drops. Marjanovic has got his second bucket. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You know, you gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are three guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with the King. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. You know, to do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
He hits both from the stripe. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Now here's Lillard. He's got 17. Pass to Giles. Back to Lillard. Launches a three. Portland no good that time either. Picked him clean. And another turnover here by Portland.
Now that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Porzingis is checked in for Dwight Powell. Maxi Kleber comes in for Marjanovic. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Burke. Here's Simons, guarded by Doncic. Here's Cantor, and contact on the shot. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Well, he's just so good as C.J. McCollum at when to put the ball down on the floor and penetrate to the inside.
Doncic passes to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. There's the pass to Cantor. Here's McCollum. Here's Simons, guarded by Hardaway. Simons, the pass to McCollum. He feeds it to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Well, really good ball movement on the entire possession, and then C.J. getting slick.
Mavericks trail by 7. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for James Johnson. Trey Burke's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. To the left wing. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Simons, the pass to Giles. The layup missed.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And Finney-Smith gets it to go.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
Simons, the pass to Trent. 1:02 left to play in the third. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein. Here's Brunson. No good on the shot. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Giles. Good work there as it goes. Giles has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Two teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
Now here's Brunson. He's tightly guarded. Cauley-Stein. And he lays it straight in. Cauley-Stein's got 6.
Yeah, the reach a factor there for Cauley-Stein. I'd love to see him hit the boards a little bit more often.
And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's his first foul. And here's Anthony for 3. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Mavericks trail by 5. Pass to Finney-Smith. Brunson with it. Feeds it to Cauley-Stein. And a missed layup.
You know, altered shots don't show up on the official stat sheet, but as we saw there, he does a great job of doing that as well as collecting the rebound.
The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Portland out in front, up 5. And right after this...
Hey, it's all about who's...
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. We've got Jalen Brunson. Cauley-Stein is out there with Doncic. Then it's Josh Richardson, and it's Powell in at the 5 down low. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Doncic against Jones. Shot clock at 5. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive fire of Doncic is impressive. You can just tell this kid loves to play the game.
Porzingis is checked in for Dallas. Hardaway comes in for Jalen Brunson. Lillard with it, out guarded by Porzingis, and the basket by Lillard.
Well, compact and strong Lillard using his frame and still finishes.
Doncic looking it over. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Porzingis with the steal. Takes a 3. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Friday, they'll head back home to host the Indiana Pacers.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Richardson, no luck. Portland leading by 5. Lillard attacking. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Lillard's got 4 points in the quarter.
And there's the problem. Lillard just too quick and too shifty to stop cold on any dribble drive.
Here's Doncic. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
I'll take a look at him. Locked in right now in this moment. Wants the ball in his hands and feels real comfortable with the shot he's taking. Yeah, the defense there in chill mode. We all know he can burn them from three-point range.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Doncic against Lillard. Here's Cantor. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Doncic outside. Shoots over Lillard. Powell kicks to Hardaway. Here's Doncic. Lays it up off the glass.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Lillard attacking, and that one drops for him. Lillard's got 23.
Look at your watch. It's Lillard time.
Lillard against Doncic. Passes it to Porzingis. Kicks it to Powell. And he makes good on the layup.
Yeah, that's an excellent play call to free him up from the defense.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
Lillard dishes to Cantor. Back to Lillard. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Man, the score being this close, you have to retain possession of the ball. You just can't give it away like that.
And so it's Dallas with it. It's a 3-point game. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Doncic with it. Cantor covering. Cauley Stein kicks to Doncic. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 at that basket.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Off the inbound. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Well, he can shoot the 3, so defenses have to go out and overplay him, and that's what creates lanes for him to do stuff like that.
And Doncic, here we go. Goes back up. The shot by Cauley Stein, no good. Trailblazers leading by 3. Here's McCollum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
He's just a hard guy not to foul. C.J. McCollum is so versatile as a scorer, you never know which move he's going to go to.
Rodney Hood's checked in for the Trailblazers.
Perfect from the line. It's now a two-possession game.
And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. Money!
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
Lillard attacking. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Well, he has that ability, elevates his game in the clutch time. It's Lillard time. He's on point.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for the Mavericks.
Now they're going for the jugular. A few more trips like that, and we might be able to see this one in the books.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That is his first foul of the game. Has to call Stein. It's stolen by Anthony. Now Lillard. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter for three. And the three ball is good. Lillard's got 31.
What a great play. Totally schooled the defender on that one.
Runs in the pass to Cauley Stein. Here's a one-do. Excellent D from Cancer. So the Trailblazers win it. This was a very... All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Brent Bear.
Or the land of the free.
Welcome fans to 2K Sports Tuesday night presentation of NBA. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Williams. And it's Zubac in at the center. The pass to Lillard. From deep. Lillard again missing. The Los Angeles Clippers coming to this one after the win against Atlanta.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
What was most disturbing to me was they didn't have a backup plan, right? The threes aren't falling. What do you do next?
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. And that one, good. Greg, coming out of the All-Star break, a couple teams have really turned up the intensity, haven't they?
Playoff seedings are in sight, Kev, and no doubt this is a crucial stretch of the season, especially for teams that will be on the bubble.
Here's Leonard after Enes Kanter's basket. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Basket counts.
Yeah, going hard to the rack, making a statement here early on.
And this is why you get the ball into his hands. Let him establish the pace and rhythm of the game.
Now, here's Lillard. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. He gets it in there.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
I think they took tremendous satisfaction from that performance and ended up winning going away. So is it something they'll look to repeat tonight?
Now Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. And Leonard has it in the corner. Pass to Zubac from 13. No good on that one. Now Portland takes it the other way. And here's McCollum. He's coming off a 13-point game against Dallas. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead for Los Angeles. They've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Here's Leonard, and Jones sends it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Paul George, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Here's George, checking some stats on him. Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
Now here's Lillard. Outside, Jones. Back to Lillard. Kicks it out to Jones. 5 on the clock. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. And George, here we go. Good D by McCollum.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Lillard against George. Lillard left side. Over George. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Clippers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Leonard. And it's Portland with the rebound. 1:21 left in the first. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
1:15 left to play here in the first. Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy.
Well, how about that throw down? Anthony giving the fans their money's worth.
Anthony against Morris. Passes to Mann. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Morris dishes to Patterson. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Well, I think this is where they'd like to see Patrick Patterson be effective, get his points in tight, make nice, efficient moves to the rim.
That free throw good from Patterson. Portland trailing here. 41 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Simons, the pass to Hood. Pass to Trent. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. So he gets them both. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. It's stolen. Here's Simons. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. 12 seconds left to play in the first. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Here's Mann. The pass to Jackson. From deep, George. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
Well, terrific anticipation on the defensive end. Rodney Hood extending those arms to bother shooters.
Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked.
I know that when the main guy...
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Well, as a shooter, when the ball is sent back in your direction enough times, it can certainly have an impact on your mind.
Reggie Jackson out there with Kennard. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Mann in at the 3. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. And the shot goes down.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 25-point game against Atlanta.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
And Portland has possession following the shot by Patrick Patterson.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Leonard finds Kennard. Leonard with the ball. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Pass to Mann. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Kennard. And they pick up 2.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. It's deflected.
Well, persistent defense on the part of Patrick Patterson. This guy anticipates the shot and says, no, sir.
Morris kicks to Leonard. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Good on the 13-footer. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. Second chance shot, and the layup is good. Cantor's got the lead up to 3 now for the Trailblazers.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
Leonard looking over the floor. 2 points. That one goes. Leonard's got 6 here in this quarter.
I'll tell you, he's having his way right now in the second period. Forget the first quarter. Let's get to work.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
Now here's Lillard. Doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from George.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Pass to Zubac. Morris kicks to Jackson. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Outside, George. Clock at 6. Back to Morris. Knocked away. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Trailblazers have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Lillard against George. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. And he gets it to go.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility, and boy, he can strike at any time.
Outside, George. The shot from the low post is good. The Trailblazers have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Kennard against McCollum. Lillard from outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Lillard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Here's George. Out to Morris. Pass to Kennard. George, that's a 2-pointer. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. Stolen by Zubac. And he makes that one.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
And a deep 3 from Lillard. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson. And no doubt that C.J. McCollum's a great player all the time. But Shaq, he has that. That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Kanter in at the 5, roaming the paint. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from 11. That one off the back iron and out.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
And there's the call on Jones. That is his first foul of the game. For the tie, and George finishes inside. George has got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Cantor finds McCollum. Takes it out to Covington. Lillard outside. And Lillard throws it down.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
George looking over the floor. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, he shot the ball well enough to keep his team even. Let's see if together they can elevate past that.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And Lillard kicks to Jones. Back to Lillard. The three sinks the three-pointer. Lillard's got 14 points for the game.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
George against Lillard. Outside for Batum. Zubac the pass to George. Shoots over Lillard. And it's George again missing. Portland leading by 3. And an intentional foul right there. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for George. And Portland making a change here. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Lillard the pass to Trent. Leonard against Lillard. And there's the pass to Giles. And that one drops. Giles has got the lead up to 5 now for the Trailblazers.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
And stolen by Lillard. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Now it's a 7-point Portland lead. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Kennard kicks to Zubac. Kennard the pass to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. And the Clippers miss again.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
McCollum outside. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. So both teams making some changes here. Outside Leonard. Looking to end the run. And it's good on the way in. Leonard's got 8 points.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Simons surveying the D. Giles kicks to Little. There's the triple. Pass to Simons. Outside Anthony. 5 to shoot. Lobs it up for Anthony. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, the pass was perfect, and Carmelo just finishes with style.
Outside Leonard. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end, but right now the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
Simons the pass to Giles. Here's Simons. Back to Giles. Kicks to Little. Up in time. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. The third quarter comes to a close. Trailblazers lead by 7. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Defensively, you got to give a little more.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Trailblazers leading by 7. They've got Batum. Williams is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Oturu in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Simons off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ball game.
Fires the 3. Shot clock at 5. Here's Cantor. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Well, there's a confident nature to Enes Kanter on the offensive end. He trusts his ability to shoot the basketball.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Now here's Williams. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Enes Kanter.
You think about Lou Williams and finding his way and finding himself with the Los Angeles Clippers. He's played for a fifth of the teams in the league. He always felt overlooked, underappreciated, but certainly he's found his niche here.
McCollum's checked in for Portland. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. Passes it to Kanter. From deep. Jones looking for an opening. Kanter kicks to Anthony. A second chance effort. They get it back. Kicks it out to Lillard. From deep three-point range. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. The Doors in the past, some regarded Lou Williams as a lackluster defender. Didn't want to lift weights. Had kind of an interesting reputation. He bounced around the league, as we know, quite a bit. He's played for a lot of different teams.
Right. I mean, think about his early association with Allen Iverson, the great Allen Iverson. He's succeeded on his own terms, right? Both of them comfortable in their own skin, able to do some amazing things on the court.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Covington's checked in. Now the Clippers moving it up. Williams is running. Outside for Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Back to Zubac. Pass to Williams. From outside the arc. Here's Cavingeli. And Covington sends it back.
This guy is such a lengthy wing defender. Robert Covington doing work defensively.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Just 5 to shoot. Zubac the pass to Cavingeli. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Los Angeles with another miss.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have moved it just one pass more?
And the Clippers making a switch here. George is checked in. McCollum dishes to Kanter, and the pass to Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Boy, I love seeing Kanter distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Clippers trail by 6. Over in the corner, Williams. Here's Cavingeli, defended by Covington. Here's George. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
That's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
George against Lillard. He dishes it to Kanter. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Kanter's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Outside, George. Inside. The kick out to Williams. George against Lillard. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from George.
You can see Paul George is locked in right now. Big-time shots demonstrate his elite level in the NBA.
McCollum finds Canner. Lillard against George. Lillard the pass to Canner. George against Lillard. Makes it off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
To the paint, stolen by Cantor. Now Lillard. From deep. But they'll get another chance.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
Nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers. George, that's a two-pointer. And Cantor pulls it down. Lillard outside. From deep three-point range. Not going to go that time.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And so it's Portland winning this one. It's all happening in Dallas, Texas, here at American Airlines. Good evening and welcome to tonight's present. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Williams at the 2 spot. And for Dallas, we've got Doncic. Porzingis is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Maxi Kleber. And it's Finney Smith in at the shooting guard position. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Zubac finds Batum. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard attacking. Greg, if your system overall for these teams, if the schemes don't seem to be working, how much can you really change before you get to the offseason? Or, in particular, before you get to the playoffs?
It's never easy. A system change would come typically with a coaching change. And the reality is you also have to evaluate the roster, and you can't fit that square peg into a round hole. But whatever your system is, it's got to be catered to the personnel you have. You can't go the other way around, and I think that's what separates oftentimes the good coaches from the great ones.
Los Angeles on D after Luka Doncic's bucket. Now the pass to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game. Pass to Leonard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Porzingis. Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
Doncic against Jackson. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Doncic. Porzingis has got his second basket.
Only 1 miss in the first 5 attempts, clearly feeling it.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch. Love seeing the desire that comes through when a team knows they have to turn it up to pull off the comeback.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Maxi Kleber. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Williams attacking. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
And that one, good.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Here's Doncic. Here's Cauley Stein. And no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Last time they came together was in Dallas, where they fell to the Mavericks.
And really just a bad loss. No other way to put it. I mean, they maybe overlooked some of the bench players because those reserves got loose offensively.
I agree with you. I mean, the points off the bench, that disparity was decisive. You've got to have all hands on deck for this one.
Mavericks leading by 5. Hardaway passes to Doncic. 1:41 left here in the first quarter.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Porzingis, and he overshot that one, missing.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Hardaway with the steal. Pass Fast break, Dallas. Porzingis has got the ball. And Doncic gets it to go.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Now here's Leonard. It's good. 59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Leonard against Doncic. Sinks that one from the post. Doncic has got 10 points in the game.
You know, throughout this quarter, guys, they've had no answer for him defensively. And he's been absolutely relentless.
Batum against Cauley Stein. Outside Leonard. Pass to Williams. 4 on the shot clock. The high post shot. No good off the back of the rim. Mavericks leading by 7. Doncic passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, you got to push Porzingis out of the paint. If you don't, you're looking for trouble.
We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Williams kicks to Zubats. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
On the wing, Hardaway. It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. He got into... We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Dallas.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Maxi Kleber is out there with James Johnson. Then there's Richardson. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Brunson in at the point. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
You know, I think he may have forced that pass when there was really no reason to.
And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers, trailing by 5. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. So it's the Clippers now. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game, because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great human being.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Clippers trail by 7. George looking around. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Here's Richardson. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Richardson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Mavs.
Boy, Richardson has a sneaky mid-range game, folks. Keeps the defense off balance.
Here's George. Passes it to Oturu. Back to George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And again, no good by the Clippers. Mavericks leading by 9. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Richardson's running, and it's Dallas with another.
Richardson getting points in transition. Easy buckets thanks to his hustle after the steal. That's how you take advantage of the turnover.
Now, here is George. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Here's George. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
George against Brunson. Kleba, the pass to Brunson. And here is Johnson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. They get a hand on it. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Now here's Brunson. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Here's Oturu. It's hauled in by Richardson. Mavericks leading by 11. Shoots from 14. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, I tell you what, George has tremendous bounce ability. It's always fun to see him launch and throw it down.
To the left side wing. The shot by Kleba, wide open. A new 14 for the Mavericks. Tries again, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Powell's got 4 this quarter. Here's George. 8 points for him. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Clippers trail by 9. And it's good for 2.
No success thus far trying to guard George tonight. I mean, he is absolutely shredding.
Doncic against Leonard. On the wing, Doncic. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Moving it up. Goes up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
And, you know, the versatile George does so many things well. High-octane player who I think gives you intensity at both ends of the court. That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Porzingis passes to Doncic. No good with the layup. It could go. And that one released in time, but no good. And that's it. Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 10 points. And the Mavericks over the past couple of years, Shaq, making some great personnel.
Look, great trick.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been one outstanding game from George.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
Well, we've got a moment left set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade All Fueled Up for the second half. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Jackson is out there with Lou Williams. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling.
And can put the other team on its heels. We'll see how it plays out.
Doncic right side. 5 on the clock. Taken away by Williams. By himself. And the slam by Williams.
Man, love the anticipation of Williams there. The quick hands jump-started the fast break with that pilfer.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. To the right side. Here's Finney-Smith. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Finney-Smith's got his first 2 points of the night.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
Here's Doncic. And foul on the and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on. Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Doncic against Batum. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul. George is checked in for the Clippers. Powell, the pass to Doncic. Shoots over Batum. Good on the baseline, Jay. Doncic has got 4 this quarter.
Taking exactly what the defense gives him. Doncic exploiting whatever he sees out there. Does a nice job seeing the game.
And George, here we go. That one goes. Count it.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Lets a floater go. Now the Clippers moving it up for the lead. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Richardson, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
Exactly what Richardson can do on the drive. I mean, he can handle the ball. He's got a quick step, and he can finish when he gets to the rim.
Here's George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Porzingis. The Clippers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. Greg, so many people know your story. Born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, you know, playing in front of so many people you know has its pros and cons.
Right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
James Johnson's checked in for Dallas. Hardaway comes in for Josh Richardson. And Doncic, here we go.
Boy, Doncic is so good at going at the defense. And when he goes at him like that, it puts the defense in a tough spot. Very crafty.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here.
And he's shooting his free throws to the tune of 75% this season. Fairly standard number.
Outside, George. Zubac. Oh, what a finish!
Good. Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Brunson against George. Brunson the pass to Powell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And, you know, when Powell is this deep, the defense knows they're in trouble. Sometimes they have no choice but to foul him.
A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Luka Doncic. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. And the wide open shot from Morris. Off target from outside. Mavericks leading by 4. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist from Hardaway. Johnson's got his first basket of the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Powell, and the layup's good off the glass. And now an 8-point Maverick lead.
And Powell doing a nice job using his length on these hard shots. I mean, excellent at powering through the contact.
Leonard the pass to Jackson. Morris outside. Back to Leonard. Got it off in time. That shot no good. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Mavericks lead. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Johnson is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Maxi Kleber. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 2. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. To the inside. Here's Johnson. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. And Williams, here we go. Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And don't sleep on Williams' ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
Now here's Hardaway. D right on him. There's the pass to Finney-Smith. And here's Johnson outside. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Zinkas, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Marjanovic comes in for James Johnson. And Doncic is subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And the Clippers with a change here too. Jackson's checked in. On the wing, Morris. The kick out to Williams. A 3-ball. Rebounded by Hardaway. Mavericks leading by 6. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Marjanovic. Over Morris. Goes back up. Marjanovic, no good. Clippers trail by 6. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 5 assists tonight.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Leonard against Doncic. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
Well, you can't let Doncic have these types of opportunities, guys. When you aren't close to him, this is what happens.
And Williams, here we go. Lays it up off the glass.
Big time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
Hardaway passes to Porzingis. On the wing, Doncic. Shot clock at 6. Over Leonard. Doncic, no good. Clippers trail by 4. Jackson kicks to Morris.
Yeah, and of course.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review, is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go, guys.
Outside, George. Porzingis with the block.
Boy, Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots.
Doncic dishes to Johnson. Out to Doncic. Down low. A slam dunk by Richardson.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
He is delivering a lot of room service dimes tonight. One sweet one after another.
And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. And they double up Doncic. To the middle. Trying to find Marjanovic. It's it over to him. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Richardson trying to break loose. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Left side, George. Here's Zubac. Porzingis with the block. 41 seconds left in the fourth. Doncic against George. Pass to Richardson. From about 16, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
Leonard from deep, three-point land. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Porzingis. Johnson for 3, off the mark. And so it's Dallas winning this one. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's...
see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Cauley Stein is out there with Johnson. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 2 spot. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Jones in at the small forward. McCollum with the ball to the inside. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Do you remember, Greg, if you watched the standings very much when you played?
You know, we were always aware of it, and a lot of that had to do with the goals. I remember early in my career playing for the Knicks, you know, we were trying to win championships, and we talked a lot about home court and having that come postseason time. So you were absolutely aware of where you were because of the goals you set, but I think that also changes depending on who you are as a team. If you're a championship caliber team that's won it, maybe you're in the midst of a dynasty run, it may not matter as much because you know how good you are and you can win no matter where the venue.
Doncic against Lillard. Stolen by Kanter. McCollum kicks to Lillard. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Lillard's got 5 now.
His three-point shooting is an important part of his game. Lillard has to hit that shot all night if he wants to keep the D honest.
Cauley Stein. That one, no good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
They needed more fire and intensity tonight. Even if they don't win the battle of the boards, they have to put up a fight.
Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Doncic outside. Passes it to Johnson. On the wing, Doncic. Covered by Lillard. And again, Dallas turns it over. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's his first foul. Here's Lillard. He's coming off a 19-point game against Dallas.
I mean, when you look at his free throw numbers, I mean, this shows you how much pressure he put on the defense.
Here's Brunson. And Covington sends it back. Nice shot by Porzingis. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Tanner, high post. He dishes it to Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
This is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Poked loose. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Lillard with the ball. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Maxi Kleber comes in for Cauley Stein. And Josh Richardson subbed in for James Johnson.
And look at Cantor rise up. Good anticipation for the big man to go for the alley. And
the shot goes in. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And Portland with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Simons surveying the D. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Runs in the pass to Porzingis.
At 7'3", Porzingis is almost impossible to guard, especially when he's focusing on trying to score.
The Mavericks shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Hood's checked in. The Mavericks also with a sub. Powell, he's checked in for Jalen Brunson. That's tipped. There's a minute left to play in the first quarter. Powell kicks to Kleber. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
A moment now to see the numbers for Cantor. Some good contributions really since the All-Star break. 18th in rebounding. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And as you were saying, one of the better rebounders in the league. He just has that tireless work ethic that also motivates the rest of his teammates.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Now, here's Richardson. Playing Portland, he was nearly unstoppable.
Methodical from mid-range. Richardson, an effective shooter, so his teammates trust his shot attempts.
Tanner, high post. Pass to Simons. Anthony trying to get open. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got 6.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
In the corner, it's Kleber. Over Anthony. Kleber, no good. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him. And before the...
I think in the past, anytime I got into
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
We've got Anthony. He's out there with Rodney Hood, and it's Cantor in at the 5, patrolling the paint. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Pass to Trent. Outside Hood. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Simons. Leba defending. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Johnson comes in for Richardson. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. Taken away by Anthony. And they're on the break. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Dallas Mavericks. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
Give credit to the arms of Cauley Stein. They go on forever, which makes him the ultimate alley-oop finisher.
Here's Lillard, and Lillard throws it down.
It's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
Up top, Doncic. Covered by Lillard. Here's Cauley Stein. Good D by Covington.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Kicks it out to Lillard. Lets the 3 fly. The Mavericks pull it in.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
It's stolen by Jones. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. Here's a look at some of the players that have exploded in the second half of the season. These are the scoring leaders since the All-Star break. Damian Lillard, number 1. Third is Luka Doncic.
And check that out. These two guys have settled into a tremendous rhythm here, scoring the basketball since the break.
And he recovers it. Foul. That's good.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating, because you did the job defensively to get the stop, and then you gave it right back.
Lillard, the pass to Covington. We know how important the draft. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
You see the length helping Cauley Stein right there? I mean, that's what allows him to be a factor on the boards.
Trailblazers leading by 7. Lillard, right side, and it's in there. Lillard's got 4 points in the quarter.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Outside, Porzingis kicks it out to Johnson. Hard away against McCollum. Poked away, down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Porzingis. Yep, that one goes in there. Porzingis has got 6 points.
You got to love the decision-making from Willie Cauley Stein. I mean, aware he must keep improving as a passer.
Lillard outside. And it's blocked. Kicks to Carmelo. Back to Lillard. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Lillard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
D has got to do a better job clogging up routes to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to trying the shot.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Harry Giles is checked in for Anthony. Good on the shot. Hardaway has got his first bucket of the night.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. On the Mavericks with some changes. Maxi Kleber comes in for Cauley-Stein. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Johnson. The pass to Giles. Here's the three. But they get it back. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. Good D by McCollum. Portland leading by 7. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half, and the layup is good.
And McCollum is remarkably quick. Love seeing him put it on the deck and finish at the rim.
Outside, Porzingis. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Brunson against Lillard. Fires the three. No good on that one. Got it up. And that one is off. And so we conclude the first half. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He ended up with 15 points and 1 rebound. And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get under.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Johnson is out there with Cauley-Stein. Then there's Doncic, and there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 2-guard spot. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut back down to a 7-point margin, getting the points there from Doncic.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Lillard with the bucket.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
And that one's good. Doncic.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Lillard with no one around. A three-pointer off the mark. Mavericks trail by 8. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And it's off the back rim. No good. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Lillard outside. Covington passes to Lillard. Fires at the elbow. And it's Lillard again missing. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Shoots a fader. Here's Finney-Smith. Out to Doncic. Cauley-Stein in the post. Defended by Covington. The shot by Cauley-Stein, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Lillard way outside. Again the miss by Lillard.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Finney-Smith in a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcomed with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids, you're right. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for the Mavericks. Jalen Brunson comes in for Luka Doncic. Here's Brunson, and the basket is good.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Trailblazers leading by 6. And here's Kanter. 6 points for him. Trent gets the bucket.
Oh, I love it. He's working the ball down low. Always a good plan of attack.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That's his first foul. The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. Now here is Hardaway. Not a lot of room. Knocked loose. Passes to Brunson. First trip to the line for him here. And the first one at the line is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Oh, he's never rattled at the strike. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
McCollum against Hardaway. Stolen by Brunson. Richardson attacking. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And here's McCollum for 3. Good on the triple. McCollum's got 5 points in the quarter.
With the quick, accurate release, McCollum thrives on catch-and-shoot opportunities.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Simons, the pass to McCollum. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And McCollum uses his wily strength to sink these shots. Even when you rough him up, he finds a way to score.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Doncic is checked in. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. It's a 10-point game. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. McCollum's got the lead up to 10 now for Portland.
Some players might wear down during this kind of run. He's only getting strong.
Doncic against McCollum. Stolen away. He's got a clear path. 3 seconds separate the shot clock.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Oh, just a dream scenario for them so far. Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine. He's been fantastic, but he can't do it all by himself. Some of the other guys need to lighten the load and step up.
And a wide open look for McCollum. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
But it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhere.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. 13 points up at the end of the period. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed. And you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, I like that he did it make his decision too early. You know, he let the play develop. That's how you do it. Finds the weakness in that defense.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Damian Lillard, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Good work defensively by Lillard. Trailblazers leading by 11. Johnson with the block. Cauley Stein kicks to Porzingis. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Lillard scanning the floor. Takes the three. And it's Lillard again missing.
His three-point game hasn't been there for him today, but don't sleep on him. At any moment, he could get his touch back.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That'll be his second foul of the game. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Pass to Trent. Kicks it out to Lillard. Clock at 6. Here's the floater. And he lays it up and in. Lillard's got 20 points.
And Lillard times these floaters perfectly. He rises up with these, letting the ball roll off his fingertips.
And now here comes Jones leading the break. Here's Trent. Cauley Stein defending. Lillard from deep three-point land, from beyond the arc, and then some. Lillard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And they're going to have to pay closer attention to him beyond the arc. I mean, he's got 2 threes in this half, a total of 3 overall.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive fire of Doncic is impressive. You can just tell this kid loves to play the game.
All free throws good from Doncic. Trailblazers leading by 12. Here's Lillard. Dishes to Kanter. Lillard with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Chalk up 2 there.
All right, I'm telling you, don't let Lillard get in rhythm. Once he's feeling it, he's going to burn you on every possession.
Doncic finds Cauley Stein, and he gets the bucket.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Lillard. Out to the wing. This one for 3. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Yeah, D like that isn't going to get you back in the game. You have to stay connected to these shooters.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Portland.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
Yeah, I mean, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finish with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Lillard.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Snatched away. Here's Trent. He's guarded by Johnson. And a deep 3 from Lillard. The Trailblazers rebound. From deep three-point range, Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. From deep, connects from three-point range. Lillard's got 31.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
You know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
And it's good, 2 points. Now Lillard. From deep three-point range, off target. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was